This is an official alert from the State Animal Health and Human Safety Commission in coordination with the Department of Domestic Welfare. Please remain calm. This message contains urgent behavioral guidance regarding household pets, particularly canines. The information in this broadcast is not theoretical. It is not part of a training drill. This is a live directive. Please listen carefully and do not deviate from the instructions. At approximately 7:14 a.m. local time, a resident in Milltown reported that their dog had been seen pawing at the dirt in the backyard. Nothing unusual. It was a Labrador, old, mild-mannered, had never shown signs of aggression or illness. But the owner noticed the pattern in the ground wasn't random. It wasn't digging. It was writing. The word spelled out was stay, all caps, letters too perfect. Uneven, frantic strokes, but clearly legible. At first, the owner assumed it was a trick of the wind, or maybe the dog had dragged something through the soil. But when they stepped forward to erase it, the dog growled. Not a bark, not a whimper, a low human-like growl that vibrated from its throat without its mouth moving. The eyes did not blink. The tail did not wag. It stood over the word and stared. Over the next several hours, similar reports emerged across the region. Different breeds, different neighborhoods, but always the same pattern. Dogs behaving normally until they weren't. Standing still for hours, watching corners, barking at reflections, and then writing, single words, scratched out in flower beds, on dusty porches, in the sand at the edge of playgrounds. Wait! Cold. Run! In some cases, the dogs wrote multiple times, but never in front of humans, only when unseen, and each time they would destroy the message if approached. One husky was seen frantically smearing its own paw prints over the letters it had just made, panicked and whimpering, like it wasn't supposed to be seen. What's most disturbing is what happens after the message is erased. The dogs stop responding. They don't eat, don't sleep. They sit near walls, or doors, or mirrors. One family reported their golden retriever positioned itself directly in front of the hallway leading to the basement and refused to move for 3 days. It urinated where it sat. When lifted or pushed, it returned to the same spot. When they tried to carry it outside, it bit down, gently, on the child's pant leg. Just held it, not to harm, but to warn. Some owners reported a coldness from the dogs, not in temperature, but in recognition. The pet knew them, but didn't recognize them. One man said, "It looked at me like I was something wearing my face." Then, 2 nights ago, a Doberman scratched a new word into the carpet by the back door. Behind. There was no one behind the dog, but hours later, the homeowner, now missing, was captured on a neighbor's Ring camera walking into their backyard at 2:47 a.m. barefoot, wearing pajamas. Their face was blank. Their mouth was slightly open. They walked straight into the woods. The Doberman was found lying by the back door, dead, tongue torn out, paw still pointed toward the word. Authorities who enter affected homes report feelings of disorientation, of déjà vu, of being watched from below. One officer described it as feeling like your name doesn't belong to you anymore. We do not know what these messages mean. We do not know who they are from, but we have confirmed this. The dogs are not speaking. They are being used. Whatever is coming, it needs a voice. It needs a warning. And dogs always try to help. So if you find your dog has written something in the dirt, do not touch it. Do not speak. Do not let it see you erase it. Back away slowly. Leave the area. Take your family. And run. Do not return. Because the last thing you want is to find out what wrote the second message. We repeat, if your dog writes a word in the dirt, run. End transmission.